Yeah.
that I had because I never really took the time to perfect a skill. So I
Mhm.
think being able to travel back in time and just understand that I was good at this certain thing and just
Mhm.
pursue it without doubting myself, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
I, I think that's also very important too. Is that like right now we are just trying to be like a jack of all trades,
mm-hmm.
and it's really tough because then like I mean like this is kind of going towards our educational system a bit too.
Yeah,
But yeah, just like we are so like go like oh let's learn all the general stuff and let's like kind of push all everybody to like generalization,
yeah,
but it's not really that. It's more like kind of like how do we enhance your one skill and just be good at that one skill, you know?
yeah.
You like you know what I mean? Like it's like what is it? There's like this awesome picture on where like it's like where like the teacher or like whatever is like, oh, climb this tree, and then there's like a monkey, a horse, an elephant, a fish, and then all those stuff, and then you're just like, well, of course the monkey's gonna be able to climb the tree, but
Right?
then like the other animals is gonna actually struggle to figure out how to climb the tree.
Yeah, because they don't have the skill set to do it.
Yeah, and then I think I mean going back to your point, it's just like honing your your special skill,
Yeah, your
just like
craft.
yeah, and just perfecting your craft to be like oh like this is what I'm good at. I'm just gonna stick with it. So
Yeah, I think that's one thing I would definitely do. So,
mhm.
all right, now your answer, other than adding on to the stuff that I said.
Oh okay. I think ooh, I think I wouldn't change anything.
You wouldn't change anything.
I understand like like there's so many things that that I could have done to be like a better person,
Yeah,
but then like it's because of all the decisions that I've made now that makes me who I am. You know what I mean? Like I feel like maybe having that knowledge of college or having that skill set of just one or two skill sets that I really hone like that would be very beneficial.
yeah,
But also at the same time, like if I did that, then like what if I didn't go to college? What if I didn't meet my friends? Then my college friends and all those stuff, like making me who I am today.
yeah.
Like
Without those
so I think
experiences, you wouldn't be the person you are. So,
yeah. So I mean like just even a small decision kind of changes like the whole future, I guess. It's kind of like the butterfly effect, like just one small decision changes like the whole set.
yeah.
So,
All right, say, okay, this is gonna end up segueing into like a different question, but say that wouldn't affect anything, you know? Like
oh,
if you
okay.
changed one thing, it wouldn't have changed. It wouldn't affect what you already previously
What?
know.
Okay, so
So
now
say you still have recollection of what happened or what could have happened. So you like
okay.
end up branching time. This is like going into a whole nother philosophy of time travel. But yeah,
Oh, okay. So if I was to do
would you still
that
take that chance?
I would.
Yeah,
I mean, like one thing I would change, and it might be my greed that's coming out, but like knowing the like the jackpot
yeah.
Powerball numbers when it was like $500 million.
Okay, dude, don't go that crazy. Come
I
on.
mean, like, I mean, like, I mean, like, I mean, like, I mean, like, if you knew those numbers, right? Like, let's say if
Yeah,
you knew those numbers, like, you know that those numbers were going to come up, like, that's what I would go back in time and change.
yeah.
Be like, who wouldn't be happy with like an extra $300 million lying around? That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
You,
you're not wrong.
I mean, like, I mean, like, I mean, like, I'm like going back, to your point. Like, if I go back in time, and then like, if one decision, with all my knowledge now, right? And if I go back in time and then like, oh well, like the Powerball's at like $500 million, might as well buy the winning lottery
Yeah,
ticket when it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
$500 million.
yeah. That's what I meant. Like, I would have invested in so many different things that popped off.
Yeah, like I mean, like for
Like, if you
especially for
invested,
Amazon.
like, say you took out a loan for like $100,000 when
But then like,
Bitcoin was $500, and then
but
you
then like,
waited until it was 30K and you just sold all of them.
I mean, like that was the thing though. But then like, you must put it in perspective of like, if we did that before Bitcoin was like $500, that was what like 10 years ago, right? So we couldn't take out that loan. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you could, you know.
I,
I mean, if you take out the max amount you could take out,
yeah, I think going back, I think if if that was the possibility, I would totally invest in Netflix.
yeah, Netflix popped off,
I would totally invest in Netflix,
and Amazon,
in Amazon.
and Google, and all those big tech stuff. Yeah,
But then for Google, like it popped off, and then we were like 7 years old. So then like it's just like one of those things, we're like,
yeah.
yeah, well, whatever.
I mean, Amazon popped off like right when we were almost done with high
Just
school. So
yeah. But then like we didn't know what Amazon really was, or like
yeah,
invest in Facebook. You like you know what I mean?
yeah. No one was gonna expect that it was gonna go public.
Yeah.
Public shares and stuff.
But then that was the thing though. If you kind of know like what's gonna happen in the future, like I would make a lot of bets
Yeah,
and become a gambler.
yeah,
Because then like you knew the outcome,
yeah.
like the Patriots and the Giants game. I mean, like you know what I mean? It'll be
You would
like
have all in on the freaking
Giants, right?
yeah.
Or like I was all in on the Philadelphia Eagles,
Right, right.
or like those underdog, like the 0-16 Browns, right? Like you go all in, but you know what? The Browns are gonna go 0-16.
Or like that one game that they won, and then you're like,
Yeah,
go all in. Like, no one's gonna think that they're gonna win, and then just
yeah,
bam, they win. You're like, told you.
told you. Or like you know what I mean? Like it'll be like, or like it'll just be so much more of like gambling, and like just having that knowledge. Like, oh, this is gonna happen. Oh, this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna
So it's
happen.
not even gambling anymore. It's just guaranteeing your money.
But then that's like kind of like what is it like? Hot Tub Time Machine,
Yeah,
like the
dude.
first one, right?
It's just cheating.
It's just cheating now. It's just like cheating now because like you know what's gonna happen, and then like next thing you know, it's like, oh, I mean, it's not called Google no more. It's called what was it called?
I
Was
don't
it
remember what it was called, but it was just to like
was
look
it?
up certain scenes in
Yeah, right. It's just
adult movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was like invest in YouTube. You know what I mean, and then it gets bought out by like by Google for like 1.5 million, by 1.
Billion. Yeah.
Yeah, $1.5 billion. But oh wow, I was like, yep, I
Yeah.
made that much.
Insane.
Well, like, even then, like, tell Yahoo to buy Google when like
When Yahoo was
Google,
popping off, yeah.
yeah, when Yahoo was popping off and Google was kind of dying, and then like
Yep.
tell Yahoo it's like buy Google, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that would kind of be sort of cheating, sort of.
Okay, okay. You're right.
That'll be like kind of cheating, and like, cause then like it'll be like one of those things. Then it's just like, then like why would like goes back to your morals. Like why didn't you stop 9/11? Or like why didn't you stop these like mass shootings? Like, oh, I wanted money.
Dude, that's like those freaking Long Beach Griffey skits, dude. If this didn't happen, these other things wouldn't have happened. Like that one where if this didn't happen, then we wouldn't have black excellency. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that was so messed up.
I mean,
Holy.
like, don't get me wrong. Like, the reason why we had Black History Month was because of like people like getting like hosed down.
Right?
Like
Now we're
there
just
was
now
like
we're just going into something else.
yeah.
All right, let's
You're
jump
like
off.
you're like all,
Let's jump off this and go back to time travel. Okay, next question.
okay, I think this would be a perfect time to go with my question. If you could go back in time in any time period,
Yeah.
where would you go and why? And like if you could change, like you know what, like if you could change the course of his history with like just going back in time, like maybe telling them like, oh, maybe Julius Caesar is gonna get stabbed 27 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, would you like which time period, and also why?
I mean, like that one meme. Go back and save Steve Irwin. Just to mess around, but no. I mean, for real, I don't know. There's so much stuff you could do that would change like the larger course of history.
Like maybe save JFK.
Yeah. Like imagine what America would be if he was our president for longer than however long. Yeah.
Before I got shot in the face.
I mean, you're not wrong. Or like, go farther back and like
stop Hitler.
Or even farther back than that and stop the Crusades, dude. Like imagine how far and advanced society could have been if the Crusades didn't stop us, like with the technology that we're making back then. And I don't know.
Like which Crusades though? Which one? There's like 12 of them.
All of them, bro. We're talking all of them.
So like the very first one then?
Yeah. Because if you stop the first one, it's gonna stop all of them. You would assume so, right?
But then if you would stop the Crusades, like which side would you stop? Like the Muslims or like the Christianity though?
The Christianity part, bro. Why not?
Like you were helping the Muslims.
Yeah, dude.
Be like, okay, this is how they are gonna fight.
Yeah.
This is how you're supposed to counter.
Yeah.
They are gonna be riding horses. Get on the elephants.
No, dude, just put spikes on the ground.
I mean, like Alexander the Great lost because like they ultimately fought elephants in India.
Yeah.
I mean, like you could just be like, yo, Muslims, dude, get some elephants from India. You'll be safe.
Or just fight from the water, dude. Get boats. Create a stronger armada. But yeah, maybe something like that, because that could have changed the course of history, and technology could have advanced better, because the Crusades just got rid of everything.
All right, cool.
What about you?
Ooh, I might sound a bit weird, but then like I would tell, and like don't get me wrong,
this is gonna be like ethically fucked up, right?
This is gonna be
Yes.
I think one thing I would do, like, I mean, like, I would kind of like help Hitler win World War II.
Oh my.
Cause then what would you know what I mean, like what if like Hitler and them won World War II and like they like didn't lose, like I'm gonna see that like alternate world.
Yeah, the alternate reality.
Yeah, that alternate reality. I mean, like it's really messed up. Don't get me wrong.
I'm pretty sure that we wouldn't be alive, but.
But then that's the thing though. Like Japan conquered Asia.
Yeah, but.
Yeah.
They could have easily betrayed Japan.
But then like we could have been slaves. You know what I mean? I think that would be interesting. But then for like on a real topic, I think finding the cure or giving the cure to FDR, the polio cure.
Oh yeah. Because
then he was doing fucking fantastic, dude.
Didn't he? How many years did he?
He served like 3 terms.
Yeah,
about
so
20
he
times.
for like a
He like
whole over a decade.
yeah, over a decade.
Oh
Like
my
he was
god.
so good. He
Yeah,
was
but
so
yeah,
good
he did so
that
much good.
like like uh so viewers, just to let you know, I'm a history nerd. But then like don't get me really wrong, like I'm not taking any credit from FDR. Like he's in my top three best presidents ever.
Who's number one? Off topic.
Well, like FDR.
He's number one.
Yeah,
But who's number two?
he's Teddy.
And then number three.
Um, who is that guy? The vice president of JFK. Uh, yeah, he's like it's something he landed was something like that.
Oh, was it Johnson?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah,
Lyndon
those.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are my top three. The reason why I kind of rank it is like I love FDR. Like George Washington, he was good president, but then he was more of a like general versus of a president. You know, like
Yeah.
he's like
He was like the poster child of presidents.
Yeah, he's like, oh well, like you like gotta serve the military to become a great president. You know, like he didn't do much.
Yeah.
You know, like he didn't do much for the country.
That's true. That's true.
Like FDR, I mean, like you can argue for George Washington. It's like, well, he helped defeat the British. It's like, I mean, you have to kind of conquer 13 colonies. It's kind of tough.
Right.
But then, but yeah, FDR, like, he's a wonderful president. Like, I think, like,
wasn't he the one that created like the national parks and everything too?
No, that's Teddy.
Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy's OP too.
but then like for FDR, he created so many social programs. It was like ridiculous. He created like government programs to help out too. And also with Lyndon B. Johnson, it's like he created a lot of things. Like a lot of people say JFK was like a really great president, but he didn't really do much for like the United States.
Yeah, because he didn't have any time.
Well, like also like, and also he was more of a foreign president, like foreign policy dude. Like he created like the Peace Corps. He's created all these stuff. But then it was really Johnson who was like kind of like, well, JFK would have wanted like these social programs like civil rights.
Yeah.
You know, the civil rights movement to be like fully accomplished. You know. But then really like JFK didn't really care about like domestic issues. He like actually cared more about the foreign issues. That's why we were in the Vietnam.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, so going back, I would definitely save FDR. Give it and vaccinate him as a kid. Hashtag anti-vaxxers.
Dang, shots fired. Oh, or another thing I would do would be save Bruce Lee.
Ooh, yeah, like.
But let's not go down that now because I already answered mine. All right, next question.
All right.
What question sounds good? That one's kind of going into a lot of philosophy. Which time travel do you believe in? I mean, if you want to talk about it, we can.
I mean, like there's like so many topics though. You know what I mean? Like that's like the three major ones, or like the three that I can think of off the top of my head. You know, like the butterfly effect one.
Yeah.
The like Terminator scenario, and then there was this one dude that well, he like basically did like the Terminator scenario where like if you go back in time and then you change something, like the same events is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, I was like one really cool thing. I was watching the Justice League, one of the Justice League movies.
Like the animated.
Where it was Batman versus Owlman, and then
Oh
like
yeah,
they
yeah,
like kind of fight in like that like the first planet, you know.
yeah,
And then like our man goes like, like every decision we make, like we like each de- each decision we make creates another brand new universe for us to kind of like I think that's like very interesting
yeah.
topic. I think uh, and then the Terminator one is basically like if you go back in time and change it, like keep on changing it, like it will just kind of like create like not like create different endings, but just like prolong the endings.
Yeah.
Like
Like it's
like
gonna
the
happen
ending,
regardless.
yeah, it's gonna happen. Be like like it's gonna happen. But then like if you keep on sending back in time, like it's not going to like stop it. It's just gonna like prolong
Yeah,
like
prolong the inevitable.
yeah. Um, and then another one is what is it? It's I like forgot that I like forgot the professor's name. But then he like kind of did like a really good talk where like a guy goes back in time and then like he like goes back in time and then like oh fuck I like forgot how like the
Is it
story
the one
goes.
where he tries to kill his grandpa?
Yeah, I
Or
think so. And
he,
then like and then like and
and
then
then if he ended up killing his grandpa wouldn't have his dad, and his dad wouldn't have him, and then it would just erase the
yeah
whole
yeah
thing. Yeah.
yeah
Yeah. So it's like just erase, like taking yourself out of the picture or like the equation, so you can even do it anyway.
yeah. But
Yeah.
then like so
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 pretty
which one?
much changing something in the past that affects you would ultimately affect you, and you just be erased, and that would never happen in the first
Yeah.
place. Yeah. And then I think another one is like the branching theory or the branching time theory. That one's it's super interesting. So I don't know. I don't know which one do you think is like most logical or reasonable
I
if you
think
could time travel.
if I was to time, I think the Owlman scenario where like each decision you make kind of creates a whole different universe.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
it's like
like
it's kind of like the branching
yeah,
time theory then.
yeah, yeah. So it's like kind of like that's like if you go back in time, like it'll create a different like a different universe. Like let's say if you didn't go back in time, like this is what would happen, and then
Yeah.
if you go back in time, this is this, and then these like you have like all these decisions that like you can make to kind of like find the end.
Yeah. I think it would have to also depend on how big the decision is. Because
Yeah,
if it's just minor things like, oh, instead of brushing my teeth at this time, I brushed it 5 minutes earlier, so I got to work earlier, and like, that stupid kind of stuff. Like,
but
it would
then
have to
but
be
then
like big major things, you
but then
know?
like but then those minor things could add up though.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean? If like
yeah,
you show up to 5 minutes early to work every day, you might get promoted faster than like well like you know what I mean?
you're
Well, I
not
was like
wrong, bro.
well I
You're
was like
not
well I was
wrong.
like well I was like let's say if you brush your teeth 5 minutes earlier and then you go out and then you get hit by a bus. You know,
Dang, that's a fuse
you
bad.
like so you know what I mean. So then it's like it's not just like minor things that
Yeah,
like those minor like decisions. Like what if you brush your teeth 5 minutes earlier and then you show up and then you get hit by a bus. Real cool story. This is going off topic here, but then I had a math history professor who used to work at the Pentagon during 9/11,
yeah.
and then like he like woke up late and then like he's like rushing to the Pentagon. 9/11 happens.
And he was lucky enough to not be there.
Yeah, and then he was lucky enough to not be there at that same time.
That happened, yeah.
So I'm like, minor decisions. What if like he woke up on time and then
Yeah.
went to work and then like 9/11 happens? He's not
He
my
wouldn't. Yeah,
professor.
he wouldn't be alive. That's
Yeah,
yeah. Little things do end up adding up, but like I would want to say like major things that would affect the whole world or a large majority or population.
like maybe killing baby Hitler,
Yeah, like that would be a major thing.
or letting Hitler get into that art school. Just saying. Like, what if you got into that art school? Maybe World War II never happened.
Yeah. Oh, oh. By the way, Alexa, I think my bot is dead because I changed my name. So yeah, I'll probably have to go fix that too. But yeah, um, what, what else? I think that theory would be the most logical, you know, because then if you branch time, it would just
Yeah,
confirm that we live in a multiverse, you
yeah.
know, because then
But then,
one little decision would just branch, and then that's a different alternate reality, and then imagine if like those ones just branched and just
yeah.
branched and branched and branched, it would just become like
Mm,
a whole
what?
neural cycle
What?
or neural
Sorry to
connection.
cut you off, dude. But I was watching this Gary V video with him, T Pain, and like Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? No, no, not T. Yeah, yeah, it was T Pain,
Was it
I
T-Pain?
believe. I want to say it's T Pain. But then like they were talking about time travel, right? So like T Pain was, and then like Neil deGrasse Tyson was like time travel then can't really happen because like if you travel back in time, like like since like since the galaxy is always moving forward,
Yeah,
so if you go back in time, like maybe
you just end
like
up in the
they
present.
yeah. So like you know what I mean. So like
Yeah,
T Pain brought up a really good idea was that like so the I think the reason why like time travel doesn't work is that when you travel back in time, if like the galaxy is always moving forward, right? If you go back in time, there wouldn't be a planet Earth for you to land on, and then you basically die in space.
yeah. But that's the thing too. There's like a lot of different theories where if time is linear, how can you jump back if it's always going forward? So like even if you jump backwards, it's still going. So you're not really gonna jump anywhere unless you think of time as like loops and like
Yeah.
like slices. So this slice is like that. So you can actually just like shift the time backwards like that. I don't
Mm.
know. I one of my philosophy classes, it was metaphysics. Just
Oh,
we spent like 3 months of like the semester just covering that.
3 months is basically the whole
Yeah,
semester.
yeah. We had like 2 weeks where we did other stuff.
Oh, well, talking about philosophy. This is going off tangent here, but we and this isn't about time travel either. But then, like talking about philosophy, just brought up um one of my philosophy classes, my intro. Like we spent an hour debating if like the professor, if like the professor had a young daughter who's like really hot, right? Um,
Okay,
like
Donald
like
Trump.
so like this is really weird because then it's more of a moral and ethic question where like it's like if like if the dad uses the daughter's body not like to sell off, right, but then to like do car washes, right, to do car washes to get money to buy food for like the family, like is it morally ethic, and then we just kept on going on and on and on, and then like the students and the professor were just going off at it, and then we spent like the whole hour just like going back and forth.
Yeah.
Needless to say, like
What was your take on it?
I mean like
Do you think it's morally and ethically correct or right to do it?
if you kind of think about it, like people take pictures of their babies and just Instagram
You're
it,
right.
so then like they get views, like
And it's
for
not
like
for the
that.
baby's benefit,
Yeah,
Like not
and then
entirely.
and also that really rich YouTube kid, that one that reviews toys.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. Um, like he's reviewing toys, and like he's like accumulating all that money,
Yeah.
but then like
Is it
is it
really his?
yeah, is it really his?
Yeah.
Because then like technically he's still under 18.
So it would be his parents.
Yeah, it'd be his parents. So it's kind of like is it in the right that you know?
That they're using him to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're using him to
I
to
mean,
do that. I mean, like, I get that, like, if they do a trust fund,
yeah,
they're like, oh, you know what, like the views that he's getting, or like the money that he's getting is like going towards his trust fund for a college or like whatever, or like to like, what is it, um, so like maybe a trust fund, or like we are donating the money to like to help kids in Africa, or like something like that.
yeah.
Then I mean, like, I guess it is, but if it's just to like benefit the parents, then I'm like, yeah, kind of tough there. But then also, if it's like, if it's like, if that money is like the only way they make income, then it's just like kind of like, and like have food on the table, then it's kind of like,
Yeah, then it's a different story.
yeah. So
And I think it comes down to if the person agreed upon doing the thing.
yeah,
You know? Then the morality and like the ethics of it would kind of be, I guess, in a way, not really shuffled out, but kind of pushed to the side. Whereas they agreed that they would do it. So I don't know. There's a lot of
things.
ifs.
Hold on, my son. Hả? Trên này cũng đang mặc bài vô à? Sorry about that.
Don't worry, bro. I got you. I muted you. All right. Should we move on then to the next question?
Yeah, I think we should.
All right.
A lot of philosophy takes there.
Yeah. I think we're just gonna be talking about philosophy for the rest of our podcast.
Well, like more than time and more than time travel.
Or like just every podcast after this is just gonna be more philosophical than it is gonna be anything else.
I feel like it's more of like the human condition more than like I guess I don't know.
Yeah, but human condition is a philosophy. So
Yeah, I mean like almost everything is. So I mean
yeah.
But anyways, next question.
All right.
If you could choose to go forward in time or backwards, which one would you choose?
Huh. All right, you go first. What would you do?
Ooh,
Forward or back?
I think going backwards would kind of be like helpful
to learn more stuff.
To learn more stuff, and like also kind of change the course of history. I mean,
all right, let's make it like this.
Okay.
You can go back in time, but you can't change anything. Like,
okay,
you go back as like a living shadow, you know?
Okay.
And you just see things. You can't change anything. Everything that happens still happens, but you just go back and you can see like minute details and stuff. And then in the future, it's the same thing. You can't change anything. You can just observe.
Okay. I think the most beneficial would be going into the future, finding Powerball numbers. Just saying. Just saying. You know what I mean? Just saying.
Okay, but you can't change. You can't change what is gonna happen. You know.
Yeah, I know. But
so
then, but then let's say this, right? Let's say if I go, I'm like a living shadow, right?
Yeah,
so
you're a living shadow in the future.
Right. So then I basically see the numbers that's coming up, and I go back to and I buy that and I buy those numbers.
But what if in that future it's not even you that wins?
Yeah, but then you can change it and
yeah, but say okay.
Half. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What if you split half of the pot?
I mean, the way I was trying to set it up is that you can't really change what happens in the future, regardless, even if you see it. So it's kind of like it'd technically be like the same thing as if you traveled into the past, because you can't really change anything.
Right.
It's just like to see the foreseeable future.
So like, okay, I think all right. So in that sense, I would go back in time and see how the Egyptians build those damn pyramids. I mean, it'll be like it'll be cool.
I mean, how did they completely to a T get
Yeah,
everything
right.
like
Because then, like, I don't know, like it'll be cool, like, because then, like let's say if I go to the past, or like the future, right, and then
yeah.
like what I see, the knowledge that I see, right, doesn't come back to me to the present, right? Like if if that was the case, then I would definitely go back in time and see how the Egyptians built the pyramids because it'd be real cool.
Yeah.
And then I come back and then like it's like erased. So then like I still have that mystery of like how did the Egyptians build the pyramids?
Yeah. And cuz like the pyramids are just so mysterious, like how the hell did they get everything so exact
Yeah,
to scale to like the universe and
yeah.
to
I mean,
space?
what is it? It's like this YouTube, not YouTube, Facebook video. I think I tagged you in it,
Yeah. And they
and then
like correctly guessed or estimated like the tilt of
like
the
the dude
axis
north,
and yeah, and the true north and how much the earth
and,
rotates per
and
like
like
year and the change in time and everything.
and then it's like the perfect circumference of the Earth, and
Yeah,
like
to
to like
scale.
yeah, and then it's just like how? I mean, I want to see like the architects or like
Yeah.
the mathematicians like
Dude, they were
figure this out.
insane, dude.
You know what I mean?
They were
Like
like a
I want to
million
see
IQ.
like that's what I would say. That's
Yeah.
what I would like if I could go back in time, just like kind of see what like really happened. I mean, it'd be cool to kind of see Jesus Christ suit. Don't get me wrong, but those Egyptians would be better.
Yeah. Cuz like didn't he say that they scaled it to like 314 times the whatever or
Yeah,
300.
like by
Yeah.
like times like
And
what
then
is it? The
that 314 was like the gravitational pull of whatever. It's like, "Oh my god, dude, these guys are insane."
yeah, I think going back in time to like you said, like just like seeing it and not like bring back any knowledge back. I think that is what I would go for. Going
Mm,
back in time, just seeing the knowledge.
yeah. All right. Okay. So say you can go into the future, but you can't really change anything, but you still bring that knowledge back
Okay.
and like from where you stopped in that time period, like in
Mm-hmm.
the future, that's what you can only see and you cannot change. And then everything after that can be changed.
Okay.
So say you did end up stopping right before the Powerball like was
Yeah.
announced of the winners,
Yeah.
then you saw the numbers and you can take that back and then you win.
Yeah.
So like
I
yeah, you could do that.
I think I mean like that Powerball was kind of
Like a
a joke.
yeah, but
It's
like
kind of like a troll joke.
yeah, but
Um,
would you do it to like foresee some kind of I don't know
I mean like
catastrophe?
I mean it'd be tough because then like right now we're like in like because you know like there's so many theories out there. It's like oh by 2050 like the Earth is gonna die, you know, or
Yeah.
like climate change. Like because then like you can't like what if you go like oh I'm gonna go to the future in 2050, right? And when you go to 2050 there's no Earth because then like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so then what if you go and then you're like well I mean it's 2050 and like there's no Earth or like you know what I mean? It'll be weird because I'm like if like if like if you go and say like I want to see the next invention, like this invention's made every day, so it could just be a minute from now. I'm like, oh, I'm in the future, and then boom,
Right.
and then you're back, and then you're like, well, that's kind of a waste of a time travel. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Because so like it's like it. I think going into the future is more difficult just because the fact that like there's so many things going on. Like that's why like I choose the Powerball one. Just the fact that like you know it's gonna happen this week. You know,
Yeah.
I mean like there shouldn't be any wars. this week, hopefully. But then like,
Low key, there's like a million.
but then like a war that like can end the world, right?
Yeah.
But then like that's the thing though. Like I'm like, well, like hopefully there's no war that ends the world in this week. So I'll just go to like check out the Powerball numbers and come back and win it. But then like let's say if you choose in 6 months or like in like a year, like what if it's an all-out war and like everybody's dying? It's like kind of like one of those tough things, like kind of to choose.
Yeah.
Or like let's say like, oh, like I want like Bernie Sanders to win,
Ooh,
right? And
let's
then like
go.
he never wins.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like
Trump 2020.
like so like you know what I mean? Like it's I think going into the future is really tough to kind of go on. Like I mean, I guess you can go and say like who are like the presidential candidates for 2020.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be you might be able to see it, but at the same time, it's like, what if in the next year the war ends?
Yeah.
Or like so I think going into the future is kind of tough. Just because the fact that like the idea of like the mystery behind like what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's like more for. I would say I would also do something selfish if I were to go into the future. Whereas if I went to the past, it'd be more of a learning experience.
Yeah.
And to sharpen my mind. So.
Like how did the hell did those Egyptians solve those
pyramids? Yeah, dude. Or like I was talking about before, I would go back in time and spend time with Bruce Lee, or like shadow him if I was just a living shadow,
What else? Like maybe like train with Ip Man.
You're right. Learn from the master's master.
So I think going back in time, it'll be more of a learning experience versus more of like, oh, let's change something and like mess up the whole future.
Yes.
But anyways, so what is your answer?
I think I kind of just answered it right there. I would go into the past to learn something. Like I said, probably spend time like shadowing Bruce Lee, because that dude was such an amazing person, especially from the things that how he's remembered by, like not even just his martial arts, but the way he thought about the world, like his philosophy on life, just so interesting.
And I want to say he was like ahead of his time too.
Yeah, he was
like, way ahead of his time. Like there are like these certain people that I say that like they were way ahead of the time, like Albert Einstein was.
Yep.
Nikola Tesla, Bruce Lee, like all these guys, like they were like way ahead of the time, like and they were just thinking more on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Versus of that individual scale of like, oh, it's just me being me. It's just more like, oh, how do I like change the world?
Yeah, like you could even think of Genghis Khan like that, dude.
Yeah. Like,
why do you think he took over so much, or like was able to take over so much of the world?
Yeah, like just by riding a horse and like shooting bows.
Yeah, dude. Like, the man was a legend.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the way you perceive the world, especially if you can see it on a larger scale, is the greater you can affect the world.
Yeah. I think that's like Elon Musk right now. Like even
he's on his way.
Yeah, he's on his way. Like Bill Gates is on his way too. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and Steve Woz, like they were like ahead of their time, like way ahead of the time. Like they were so far ahead, like they had to create these machines to like make sure that like they caught up. So,
just masterminds, dude. Way beyond our time.
Yeah,
I mean, like you could even say Jeff Bezos is like that.
Yeah,
like for business, dude. The
I mean,
man,
like,
the
I
man
mean, like,
redefined so many industries.
well, yeah. I mean, like, even like the creator of eBay, right? The creator of eBay was ahead of his time too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know his name, but then like the like creator of eBay, like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm gonna like create this site, right? So the people from all over the country can just go on it and sell stuff
Right.
randomly, like random strangers.
Yeah.
Way ahead
Insane.
of the time.
Insane. Insane mechanics, bro.
Too clean.
It's cleaner than the Faker 1v1, dude.
I know, dude. Like, I feel like, like there are just some people, like there are just some innovators, like that, like not even with the electronics, but then like right now, like we see a lot of the electronic stuff and things like that, but then like there are some people like who was like way ahead of the time in the industry
Yeah.
and also in the profession that it was like just like phenomenal. Like Napoleon Bonaparte, like he was way ahead of his time in like fighting wars.
Yeah.
Like he defeated the Russians in the winter time. That's how far ahead of his time like he was in like, because then like you know what I mean, like right now, like if you look back at his history, like people say like don't fight against the Russians during the winter time, like you'll lose. But like Napoleon was like challenge accepted, guys, let's go.
Right.
And then
He like reversed engineered the war.
yeah, and then he wins. And then like I mean like he lost Waterloo, but then like it was more of the fact that he won like everything. Wait up, my like dog is being crazy here.
I hear him.
So, but yeah. So
What is he doing?
He was tugging at my backpack. No, because I have a backpack full of treats.
Oh.
That's why. So like, he was trying to get that big of treats. That's why.
1,000 IQ Zeus.
Well, it's like one thing I would kind of go back in time, like going back to like that previous question, just kind of go back to see if there was actually like Zeus, like like those gods.
Yeah, like Greek gods.
Like yeah, like they're kind of like epics, like they're like kind of made up. Yeah. But then like, what if like Achilles was actually real?
Like it was based off of someone,
Yeah, it's based off like so. I think that like it'll be like kind of be a waste of time too. Like, what if you go back and like, and then like there like there wasn't, right, and then it's just it's just regular dudes. But then like, what if there was? You'll be like, well, I saw, I think that would be cool.
Yeah. No, there's just so much to learn, especially going back into the past.
Yeah, like
oof.
What's up?
My anti-spyware stuff came up. I needed an update. Feels bad. Feels bad. But
so is there any questions in the chat at all?
I don't know. Chat, you guys have any questions? We'll have to wait a sec because they're on a delay.
They're on a delay.
They're on a stream delay. Feels bad.
Oh.
But I can check this other part that I have. I mean, we can. I don't know. We can add or answer some that were like off topic, but I would like to stay on our topic of time travel. If anyone has any.
I mean, like we can do like 5 minutes of like off topic stuff, but then like those 5 minutes could like go off to like a whole
another hour.
A whole hour of like segments.
Yeah. Let me scroll through this really quick and see.
Yeah. So.
I guess we'll just answer a few questions really quick that were on the Discord channel.
Okay.
Um, we'll answer one from Nanner Man and then one
Okay.
from Alexa. What event has changed you the most in your life? That's from Nanner Man.
Okay.
All right. So
Wait.
what do you
Sorry.
think?
The question was what?
What event changed your life the most?
Oh, well, I can't say 9/11 because I was still 8 years old.
Yeah, and that
So
kind of indirectly affected you.
yeah, but then like it wasn't like major impact. I want to say like I don't know, probably like ooh, that's really tough. Probably going to college.
Yeah, I think I would have
You
to
know,
agree with that.
I think going to college was kind of like impactful statement. Like kind of changed my view on a lot of things,
Yeah,
and also kind of changed who I am. So
yeah, that's like why, in a way, when we talked about it in the beginning of the segment,
mm,
where I would change not going to college,
mm,
but at the same time, it's like I would lose so much experience and so much, insightful knowledge. I wouldn't be who
yeah,
I am without going.
yeah,
Because coming out of high school, I thought I knew so much, you
yeah,
know. But going to college, you just explore even more. Like the doors are just boom wide open. You can go wherever,
mm.
and you just learn
You learn
way
like
way more.
and also you learn those like tiny details as
Yeah,
well too because then like in high school it's like they kind of like cover like the bigger details and stuff but
yeah,
then like it's those like tiny things that like you pick up and then you learn and then like it kind of changes your outlook on life and like your take on like your like
yeah,
like just your like regular life so
yeah. High school gave you the macro, and
yeah
then
college kind
college
of
gives
gives
you the
you
micro to expand your own macro.
yeah so
But college also connected things very well. Like
mm,
things that I was learning from certain classes, like in my
yeah
physics class, I could apply it to my philosophy class, and things
yeah
from my philosophy class, I could apply it to like my English classes and stuff like
yeah
that. So it was pretty insane how
mm,
you one little thing and just learning one simple thing could branch into these other topics.
yeah
Whereas in high school, it wasn't.
it was just
It
it
was
was like
just straight cut,
yeah
you know.
and then I think it was just more like you learn this don't attach it to this
Yeah,
don't attach it to this it's like boxes that you can't touch
yeah.
and then with college like you kind of learn that like you like these boxes can touch and like
Yeah, or
most
like the
college
box could be in the box.
yeah inception
Mm, you're right. You're right. All right. Um, one from Alexa. How would you meet your best friend? We already talked about this the last
yeah
time, but we can answer it again.
I lied to
Yeah,
him
we met at the park where his older brothers and my dad played soccer, and this guy lied that his name was Blong and not Vong, and I called him Blong for like a week straight until his brothers said, "Oh, Vong, we're going home," and I'm like, "Who the hell is Vong?" And I'm looking at my buddy here, and he's like, "Okay," and he like runs
okay
off to his brothers, and I'm like, "What the lion ass mother?"
and that's how we became best friends
Yeah. Short story.
short
Um,
story
And then let's answer one from Angel. She
okay
she gave me some questions earlier. We can answer some of these other ones next time. It can be a more random one if we don't have any topics.
all right
Um, if you were a fruit, what would you be?
oh god I want to say an orange.
Why?
Well, it's I don't know. Sometimes I'm sour, sometimes I'm sweet. You know, you know what I mean.
And you have layers?
Yeah, I have layers. I guess you gotta peel like the first layer out, then like
Ooh, that's deep.
a lot of philosophy there.
That's deep, bro. I think mine would be an avocado because I'm just healthy fat. Easy. Easy.
Easy.
All right. I think that's good for today.
And we'll see you guys next week.
All right. We're gonna try to make this consistent, but I do work on Monday, so I hope I get off on time to get back here on time. But if I don't, then we'll just make it a short podcast or a shorter one, and then hopefully next week or the week after that we'll make it regular. So thank you to everyone that stopped by and chatted with us and listened to us talk about time travel and a bunch of other random crap. And then hope you guys enjoyed. You guys have a good one.
Yeah. See ya, guys.
Peace.